Yeah, I believe I'm recording. We'll see what happens anyway. Sony camera this time. Lowest resolution on this camera. Just seeing. Testing and such. Yeah, so the bloggy thing or whatever it's called, right? Bloggy. Yeah. Anyway, Fred. Conference report. Made a video saying something like, this is what would make me happy. And he made a list. And the list was just sort of, yeah, I know, you're just making a video, so it's no big deal. But, logically, it's kind of a mushy list. It's just kind of going down, well, there's Kitty, but Doggy, and, Mom, maybe, I don't know, sister, kids, you just start going down this list with the things you care about and saying, I'd like them to have a swell time, I'd like them to be okay, safe and sound, not in chronic pain. A little bit of pain. It's okay. Little harassments here and there. An evil landlord, maybe. That's okay. I don't know how extensive that list goes anyway. If you had it every day, some kind of misery, I don't know if that'd be too swell. Whatever. I don't know. Your standards are a little... Well, whatever. I don't get it. The concept of happy is kind of silly. It's a thing you have in a moment. You could be happy in the middle of a war. If something goes from really bad to less bad, you're going to be happy. Any transition from a bad state to a good state is always going to be happy-provoking. So it's kind of a silly word. It all depends on how urgent your circumstance is. I'm sure if you had even momentary but substantial pain, you wouldn't be happy in that moment, however moment long it is. And even the knowledge that it will go away wouldn't necessarily change the fact that you have to experience it. And you're not going to be happy until you're not in pain. So that was kind of whatever. I guess the point I want to make is there's this idea that, we could sort of keep part of this game. And if we just got rid of some of this worse of it, that somehow the best of it is okay. And I still think you're deluding yourself to think that the burden of experience, of life experience, that makes you hungry for certain things, that does tailor and create your mechanism of ego, what exactly it is you're hungry for and how hungry you are for it. It comes at a price. You don't get that for free. If you're a very romantic person, you're usually a person who knows what loneliness is. And that's where your appreciation grows from, days or hours or years of want, of unrequited love and stuff like that. That's where you've earned, your desire. Now this camera's really bouncy. I have to get a non-bouncing stick. Anyway, try holding it some other position. I don't know. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so you sort of have to earn it through pain. And I sort of made the argument that hunger, we can just look at that phenomenon. What's the hunger made out of? The deprivation. And, the more hungry you are, usually the better the meal. The more satisfying. The longer it's been since you've had one, kind of thing. Ooh, savory, and such. So yeah, I don't. You're not going to be able to get away for free. I don't think. I don't think you're going to have any. Not going to have much character to the quality of either what you're chasing or how you chase it, without doing the school of hard knocks thing. And so I think that's a dilemma you're not addressing, is that our disposition is acquired through that experience, through being in prison for a while, being in the desert, being in bad places, and that makes us capable of appreciating the simplicity of being able to walk in the woods. I can do that, a lot of the times. I can just say, oh, this beats the hell out of, and I can think of all the really bad times and say, this is a pretty damn good one by comparison. And these are the mental games we play. And so I don't think you could live an eternity in a small happiness like that, a happiness defined that superficially. I don't think. Because you're still going to be stuck with the idea that I think, the fact that your pleasure is made out of a state of deprivation. Your pleasures are made out of blindness. I mean, your sight is made out of knowledge of being blind in a way. It's that kind of thing. You're not going to feel it. It's not going to be the powerful unless you go through this experience to get there. And, the bad experiences to get there. I mean, we just know how character is built in humans. You can see it. And a lot of the time it's built through not just pain, but pain in the context, in the right context. Quotes. Let's get them in the image. And what else do I want to say on this? So, all right. So how in overview, we're still stuck with this thing. You're saying basically, okay, you're opposed to a virtual reality. I mean, one where you change reality. You no longer use hardware to satisfy humans. You use perception to do it, an illusion. And so they can stay, you can control the environment. And that seems inappropriate or unright, but yet you'll hope for the very unrealistic of a world that doesn't have the real hard elements in it. I suppose, I can imagine, it's only in a virtual world where you could exist without the context of the reality, where you could be fed a lie justifying your existence or explaining your existence. I mean, I could have brought the rain camera, but I didn't know it was going to rain. The weather didn't say so. They've been wrong every day for 3 days. Anyway, not fixing it at all. I'm way too distracted to fix anything. I'm barely hanging on rationally here. Well, coherently. My life is lacking coherence lately. Why is it so? This must be this hand. This is the stroke hand. Yeah, this hand is better. It's still got a jitter to it. Anyway, I did it right in front of my. I'm watching myself, and I did it right in front of myself. Fuck. All right. So again, this is. I suppose the fact that you would that there isn't even a conversation about what would make you happy, or what would be a happy enough life, or a smooth enough life, or a comfortable enough life, is sort of a win from my side, in the sense that it doesn't even occur to people to ask the question of purpose, a life that would actually be productive, that would actually accomplish something of value. So all you're saying is you have a vision of a possibility of some sort of, well, you can make it good enough, just get rid of these 4 or 5 elements of risk and danger and harm, mostly related to your affinity to something. Maybe you finally got around to the animals, but took you a little while to get there. I mean, why wouldn't the first answer be that all sentient things should be treated with the dignity they deserve, period? I mean, why do they have to first go through the hierarchy of your connectedness to them? That's sort of bogus. I understand it's just a video, so I didn't take that too seriously. That mistake, I think. It's better than anyway. Slowing down. There's somewhere I wanted to go with this. I mean, the point is this, we're back to this zero-sum argument. So you're just basically saying, this is how I can get enough of the negative out of it to excuse the fact that it doesn't quite make it up to the zero-sum. And, that settlement is one of convenience. You're just doing it to make an excuse for it. Because you don't have the clear, obvious answer that this is productive. That there's some point in having anything here to even go, well, is there, something I'm hungry for here? Is there some gingerbread to chew on? Is there some getables to get? Shall I create the getables so I can go get them? Shall we create a brain that has needs, and then we can make little needables out there for it to go chase? Why would anybody do that? Why? And the answer to the question is always going to come down to an ego mechanism. The same mechanism that had you going through the hierarchy of your care network, quotey thing, care network, I love that. Saying that sarcastically, of course, and that I do hate that. But anyway, so what's their hierarchy came up again? For some reason, I forgot though. But anyway, around circles. Whoa. That's not a good idea. When I got ear troubles, spinning around in circles is not a good plan. Alright. So, the bottom line is, zero-sum game. We create a mess, we clean a mess. You're basically saying, I can conceive of a life where, I reduce all the mess to just a little bit of dust bunnies and stuff. And some of the dust bunnies look like abominable snowmen, but that's okay. They're not too scary. And therefore, it's worth it. Because we can fix this pig and turn into a dust bunny pig. It won't be so bad. And why wouldn't the more honest, rational thing to do would be to say, holy shit, this is a huge risk equation. I mean, there's absolute horrors out here. We haven't been able to fix much of it. Every one of our good deed doing projects, not everyone, but most of them turn into complete disaster because nature finds some way to turn everything into insidious horror. I mean, you feed starving people, they have more babies, they end up with more starving people. That didn't work out too well. You give people liberty, and what do they do with it? They impose on other people. yeah, right? That doesn't work. It's fail all over the place. You just concede. The easiest, the simplest thing to do is just take the little thing in your head that says, I have to make a rationalization for this. I have to find some way to excuse this crap, to justify it, to defend it. And you just put it in the same pile with the rationale you use to explain why you're not upset that the Martians didn't come for Sunday lunch. You don't spend any time worrying about the poor universe being all denied and deprecated because it doesn't have 25 tentacled, 17-eyed, slobbering, pointy-toothed Martian hydroxenizers, marching around in it. We could have been any one of the little creatures roaming this planet could have acquired intelligence first. Not anyone, but as a practical matter, but a lot of them could have. And planet Earth could have been. The first intelligent organism could have been an octopus or a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And maybe it would have been better, because I think Tyrannosaurus Rex would have been so obviously confronted with the dilemma of nature. It would have just been right in its face. It would have said, holy shit, I'm a grotesque carnage machine. I've been made to perpetrate carnage. This is insidious. It would have been right there in front of them. But because humans, their drool, their saliva, their poison, their sharp, nasty teeth are in their scheming mind, is in the weapon of their lies and their deception, their backstabbing, they'll make the pointy spear and then make the stick do the murder, because then they don't have to do it personally. They'll find the weapon of this brain they've used, and so they don't have the obvious superficial cosmetics of the killing machine they have been, the taking machine, the glutton machine. It's not on our face overtly, but that's what we are. We're a horrid, disgusting bug, and it's time for the big can of Raid. It's time to let it go. Stop it. Quit feeding it. Quit feeding the monster. And you keep feeding the monster because you just keep rationalizing excuses, subtle little poetic defenses of the game. And they don't exist as anything credible. They only exist as cheap rationalizations, maneuvers to get around the truth, to go around it. Cool. Lovely, spectacularly beautiful and such, but no weather for it yet. Anyway, until next time. Rain on the camera. Fuck. And such.